What's up, guys? We're back today with a different kind of show. It's the Disastrous Life of Saiki, which has a live-action trailer that I just saw on YouTube, and that cracks me up.
What?
Yeah,
Is it produced by...
Look at that.
Is it produced by Netflix? Oh my gosh.
It's... Okay, so this is a show on Netflix. I don't know if it's originally from Netflix. Apparently the manga has been around for quite a while, and they made 2 seasons of the show. It's a sketch comedy.
A parody, too.
A parody of
anime.
a lot of anime, where this guy is a psychic. He has a lot of powers that have random restrictions on them, but he's pretty powerful, and how his life is so hard because...
he has to deal with everybody.
Yeah, he has to deal with everybody. He can hear almost everyone's thoughts. And we have kind of a cast of characters. We can talk about a few of them. Nendo, he's
kind of his best friend, but unwanted best friend.
Unwanted best friend.
And he's an idiot.
He's so dumb that Saiki can't read his thoughts.
Yeah, because he has none.
He has no thoughts, even though he can read animal thoughts. He can't read Nendo's thoughts. Yeah. We have a couple other characters. We have one guy who, obviously we don't remember all the names. We have one guy who, he has adolescent syndrome, so he thinks he's got superpowers, and he's fighting the secret organization.
Dark Shadow.
Yeah, Dark Shadow. We have
the one guy that's is he he's kind of like a psychic? No, he's a medium.
Medium, yeah. He's a spirit medium who only wants to get with women. That's the only reason he wants powers or has any powers. We have prettiest girl in the world.
That is a psychopath.
She is a psychopath, and we get to hear her thoughts and her never-been quest to get Saiki to acknowledge her when he doesn't.
Yeah, and it's just because she wants to be acknowledged by everybody of how pretty she is. It's not because she actually loves them or anything.
Yeah. We have in season 2, we get a couple more characters. We get guy who's so rich, that's he's rich, that's his character. We have guy who was former Yakuza member and leader of a bank gang, and now he's reformed.
Don't forget the class rep guy.
We have class rep guy who's super hype about everything. Sports, everything. And then we have their grandpa. We have Tsundere grandpa who secretly loves everyone and pretends to hate them or not be interested in his grandson. It's great. Yeah. And we have a couple other characters that we see towards the end, including a fortune teller, and one. Oh, we did forget lady who eats everything and is so poor that she only eats once a month. And so you have a broad base of characters. They kind of build them up moving forward. You really don't need to remember all of them. Nendo and the Dark Shadow guy is more of the main side characters, if that makes any sense. And you have them going through the school year, throughout the year, different events. School festivals, holidays.
It's on New Year's, Christmas, stuff like that.
Everyday life, and there's recurring characters as well. There's this magician who's really bad at his job, who's related to Nendo in some way. We'll figure that out later. And it really is just a series of sketches, so it's hard to talk about the show as define the plot of it.
Yeah. It's just a comedy show that is outlandish and fun.
Yes. And every episode you pretty much have a new central sketch or central theme to the episode. It goes from, school festival to athletic day. You'll have a game of dodgeball that's pretty great early on.
And he's just I don't want to stand out.
Yes.
So he purposely makes himself the most average person.
And then in the second season, there's one guy that he loves because the guy's average in everything. He's like, "Oh, you're so perfect. How could you be like this?" So that's pretty much it. He also has an older brother. There's a bunch of characters. There's really just too many characters.
So just know that they're all funny and entertaining in their own way and relate to the plot.
Yeah,
in the episode.
Unlike there's many different shows in this genre. I've only watched maybe 2 or 3 or 4 of them. This one in particular stood out to me just because of obviously it's based off the manga, so they have, a broad base there as well, but just the creativity of the author with the world that they created with the characters and everything. Because he's a psychic, they can go and do outlandish things, and one thing that I like is even though it's kind of like a SpongeBob nature where everything resets after the last episode. I don't know why.
Kinda. I mean,
There's
some things
some
carry
changes.
over, but it's not. Yeah.
If everyone dies, then, it would reset.
He can fix it.
He can fix it. Yeah. So there is some carryover, but what I was saying is, even though there are some elements where, at the end of the day, the fundamental elements of the show aren't going to change, you do get to see the world and the development of the characters. He never forgets any of the psychic abilities that he has. I think throughout the whole show, he uses them as best as is possible, or it can be used. And overall, I really like the sketches. It is a very funny show. I enjoyed watching it. What about you?
I think for me, what makes this show so great is the fact that if you are into anime or you watch anime, I think you'll even more so appreciate the comedy in it, because a lot of it is parodying mainstream anime, whether it be other shows or other manga or stuff like that. And so there's a lot of those moments that they make fun of stereotypes or whatever like that, or they play off of it. And I think that's what's most enjoying about it. There's also some really funny dialogue. I don't know. It's one of those shows that I don't want to say gimmicky, but it plays on those and makes fun of it, and it's just a great way to just watch it and enjoy it. Also, I like how much they mix up the sketches. I will say, whenever something gets to sketch territory, it's either really good or it's really bad. And in this
Saturday
case,
Night Live.
Yeah. Saturday Night Live's been dead for the last 20 years. Anyway, so it's kind of like that, where every single sketch they have in there, it's just entertaining. And even if it's something that maybe you're distracting me, he's showing all these things. All right, but anyway.
You're saying even if it's something that you're not into, or something that...
Yeah, if it's over... if it's, for instance, if it's parrying a certain thing that maybe I don't necessarily like or watch, but I understand the concept because I've heard people talk about it, it's still really fun to watch. Like I said, like Michael was saying, there's a lot of characters, and so that really helps, keeping things fresh, but also each of the characters have, their own stereotype or, thing that they add to it, which is really great. I also like how non-serious it is in terms of how the world works, with him being a psychic. And to me, I don't know, I mean, I've never looked up the definitionary term of psychic, but I feel like a lot of his powers maybe not fall under psychic, but it's just kind of one of those things, you go with it anyway, because that's the kind of the vibe of the show. And I like that they don't take even their own concept seriously. And so I think that's one of its real charms. I would say it's probably... I don't know if it's the best one, but it's definitely high up there in terms of comedy shows I've watched.
Yeah.
And another thing I will say, because I don't want to, drag this on, but this is probably the only show ever that I would recommend to somebody to be like, dude, watch this in dub, because it's so freaking
so
funny.
Good, it's so bad.
The original, I mean, I'm more of a sub guy myself. Not denying your taste out there, but those voices are great. But for the type of show it is, and the way it makes fun of parodies and stuff like that, it's so much better in dub because of that. It just adds to the comedic value that they're aiming for, and it's great.
Yeah. It also has some minor fourth wall breaks throughout the show as well.
Yeah.
That make it
also, just because Michael brought it up at the beginning of the video, that knowing that there's a live action part even cracks me up more, because I just rewatched an episode that he's just I went to the movie theaters, and I know it's probably terrible, but I wanted to enjoy not being able to hear people, because it's that's part of the plot. I'm not gonna go into detail, but he's just it's a live action anime, which is probably gonna be terrible, but I'm gonna watch it anyway to enjoy the piece. So I just laughed that now there's actual live action.
There you go.
Yeah, so, that's pretty much it for, the show. I think it's something that you guys should check out. If you like comedy, if you're into stuff that parodies things. It's kind of, I would say it parodies things along the lines of, maybe, One Punch Mob, but they, take it way step further. And so, but I think if you like the comedic aspect of those shows, you would really enjoy this. And it's worth checking out. It's one that It is, I wouldn't say it's beneficial, but you do get an extra, I guess, form of satisfaction out of it if you watch it in order, but it's not a show that you have to by any means.
There you go.
So,
well, that's pretty much it for this episode of Addiction Prescription.
If that's what this is, I don't know.
Yeah, it definitely is. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be back with more prescriptions for your addictions, more reviews, more light novel reviews, more movie reviews, and more episode-by-episode reviews. All our links are in the description if you want to check out more content, podcast, everything else. The world is yours. Watch our stuff, and we'll see you later.
See you later. And feel free to leave a nasty comment.